How you doing? Anthony. You might know me from the Opie and Anthony Radio show. Turned on XM satellite radio, and a lot of other broadcast terrestrial radio stations around the country. And I'm just doing like a sort of a video podcast, I guess, on a couple of issues that have concerned me during the show that I think I get a lot of heat for. I get a lot of heat for it from Opie and Jimmy and other people, guest callers of the show, and they give me a lot of crap for my viewpoint on a lot of things. And one of these things is home security. I'm a stickler for home security. They call me psychotic, crazy, paranoid is also a thing. I just have this this dislike for what is called home invasions. Home invasions. This is where you're sitting at home. It's your own home, your house. Home field advantage. And either there's a knock at the door, or oh, I was a little warm last night, so I left a window open. Whatever the case is, some people, using the term loosely, people come into your house somehow, and as you're looking at maybe pictures of grandma on the wall, or your kids watching TV, just do whatever you do at night, you get ravaged by criminals that have gotten into your house. And then you gotta look at everything around. It's your home, so you're going, what's happening? I'm home, yet I'm being beaten to a pulp. I'm being strangled, being pistol whipped. I'm looking at my wife or daughter being raped. Doesn't sound like fun. And then what do you think the gentleman is thinking when he's sitting there and that pistol is cracking across the bridge of his nose? He's thinking, I wish I would have thought this out a little bit. I wish I would have had a contingency plan for this. If only I had, and then he runs through a list of stuff that he wishes he had, but doesn't have. It's a sad situation. Very sad. That's why I will not be a victim. It will be very difficult for me to be a victim in my own home. I'm sitting here in my office, and I'm loaded for bear. That's pretty much what you have to do in this day and age. There's a pro-gun and anti-gun people, but the bottom line is, I don't care how anti-gun you are, and I don't mean to make this political, I just mean if you're an anti-gun person and someone breaks into your house, it's a home invasion, you are gonna wish you had a gun. Because fighting them off with clever words, it rarely works. Especially when your words have to go through your vocal cords when they're being choked off with your phone cord, or duct tape is over your mouth. Very hard to bargain with people when there's duct tape over your mouth. And just the horror of it happening in your own home, it's unimaginable. Unimaginable. So I sit here, pretty much relaxed. I know I'm not impervious. What am I, Batman? This does look like the stately Wayne Manor, but I'm no Batman. I assure you. But I will not be caught with my proverbial pants down. So, here's where we get back to the show. A lot of people on the show called me paranoid and crazy, excessive. It's been another thing I've been called, excessive in my my concern with home invasion. It's a big news thing. You watch the news, you see people, their houses are broken into. They leave that window open, they go into the garage and and don't see that somebody has followed them in. And I've talked about how I go into my garage at night and I make sure nobody's there, and they laugh at me. They laugh like it never happened before, but it does. So I just want to give people a few pointers on what you should do to really prevent home invasions from happening. And I do this without the distractions of people that think I'm crazy. One thing, when you have people come over your house to do work, check your windows. You've got a lot of windows in your house, perhaps. The locks on your windows are easy to just turn. Somebody turns them, they look at some valuables in your house, and then some construction guy or some guy that's over doing whatever he's doing, he just flips the little lock and tells his buddies, hey, the window's open. So if you have somebody in your house, make sure you go through, no matter how trustworthy you think they are, go through and make sure to check your locks. Make sure your windows are locked and no one's pulled any, what I like to call shenanigans by unlocking your windows. Always look at who you're opening the door to. This is infant stuff. This is stuff you tell your kids. Do you just fling the door open to anybody just because they know how to use a doorbell? Are you crazy? You gotta be. They call me crazy. I'm just being safe. Another thing, and this is the most important part. Weaponry. What do you have? What do you own in your house that is going to combat 2, 3 guys, possibly armed, that mean to do you harm? You got this fantasy that you're going to be able to get to your cutlery set and perhaps get them with your meat cleaver that the wife used to chop up cutlets that night for dinner? It ain't going to happen. You need what is called, might be a cliche, superior firepower. That's right. Because they're not going to show you any mercy when they break into that house. No mercy. And act decisively and quickly. But be safe. A lot of people say, Anthony, oh, I bring this up on the air. Oh, Anthony, what happens if it's somebody coming home that you know? Well, I'm not blasting through walls. You gotta identify your target. And if the alarm goes off, and I do suggest you have an alarm system, they are priceless. They let you know when someone's breaking in your house. Is a nightmare scenario. Here you are. You're in bed. You're in bed. Hold on. Ah! And there he is. There he is. What are you gonna do? You didn't know he came in the house because no alarm came off. But when you hear this, now you know. Now you know. There's a problem. Next step, what do? You know someone's in your house. They don't belong there. You're laying in bed. Oh, honey, I think there's an intruder in the house. Now you're thinking. Essential time is being taken by thinking, what do I do now? Are you rummaging through your night table? Are you gonna hit him with your best gal's dildo? I don't think that's gonna be very effective against a weapon. The trick is you have to take these guys out before they even know what's happening. They're smiling, laughing, thinking they got you pegged, it's all over. And you should be laughing, thinking, oh, brother, come on in. You're cordially invited to serious internal injuries. That's all I'm saying. And is that crazy? Is that crazy? I don't think so. I think it's very reasonable. It's safe, and everybody should have a plan. And like I said, superior firepower. Now let me show you. I've been loading up my magazine. This is for one of my favorite weapons, my AR-15. Excuse me. Oh, there we go. There it is. This is a beauty. It's the civilian version of the M16. It's very accurate. I have an EOTech holographic sight on it, so that while I'm looking at my target, I could look anywhere. I could almost look around a corner, and as long as that is lined up, I pull the trigger. It's over, Johnny. It's over. But there is a problem. Now this is where I'm not that crazy. I'm safe. This thing will tear through some walls. Could upset the neighbors. Could upset the neighbors if you're missing and it hits a wall. It's just sheetrock. It's going right through it. You don't want the rounds to leave your house. And you know, you got a single shot coming out of here. Obviously, as fast as you pull the trigger, the rounds are coming out. So I think the people, whoever's in your house, is going to be running at that point. But you don't want that much collateral damage. Beautiful, beautiful weapon, but not recommended for home security, believe it or not. But I do have a reason to have this for home security. This is your last resort weapon. This is if you're backed into a corner, there's really nothing else to do. There's more people in your house, perhaps 5 people now at this point, and they're really coming at you. This thing, you could just light them up. Just spray the whole area. Hope for the best. Last resort weapon, but very nice. Intimidating. It looks great. It's loud as all hell. And it should chase people away. It really should. But not my first pick as far as home security goes. My first pick is a standard, a staple throughout history. The 12 gauge shotgun. And this is a beauty. This one's used by our boys on the Border Patrol. It's a wonderful weapon. Just that sound alone is enough to usually chase people away. You rack a shotgun, nothing like it. Nothing like it. Keep some extra rounds around just for emergencies. But this one is going to take care of a few people at once. And if someone comes in to your room, you're aware that they're coming, you don't have to be as accurate as you do with a rifle. Or a lot of hotshots love the pistols. They love having pistols in the night table. I have no problem with that, that's fine. But again, you're working with a single round. This baby's gonna spread out. So you're gonna be able to take care of a few people at once. Or at least one guy if he's coming in, especially if he's laughing thinking he's got you pegged. It's over. You hit the big target, you hit him in the groin, the chest, whatever. The police ain't gonna be putting up the yellow tape for you, my friend. And your biggest problem is gonna be calling up a maid that's gonna mop your floor after the mess that this thing leaves. Believe me. And you'll feel better knowing that you protected your loved ones. Yeah, exactly. I just, because I'm demonstrating, I don't want to sit here not being secure. If someone flies through that window right now, I'd look like a silly goose, wouldn't I? With an unloaded weapon. But the 12 gauge, it's a great weapon, really is. Now, for you gangsters out there, these things might, you might call them pussy. I don't know. You might not like them. This is the weapon of the street thug. Yo, it's the AK. Kalashnikov, the AK-47. The preferred weapon of every terrorist on the face of the earth. Like was stated in the Clint Eastwood movie, Heartbreak Ridge, makes a very distinctive sound when fired, and it'll scare people away. But again, a lot of collateral damage, it'll go through the walls, but believe me, a lot of thugs understand this weapon and know what it can do. It's devastating. Devastating for a rotten commie weapon that it is. But it's good to have around the house. It's short, very dependable, easy to clean, easy to break down. And like I said, just devastating. AK-47. But again, the 12 gauge for home security. Then there's your collector's guns. This really is not, if you're swinging this one around your house, you got some trouble. You better not make this your first line. It's the British Enfield.
Oh, my lord, look, lovey, there seems to be an intruder in our house. Let me use my bolt action and fire.
It just ain't gonna work. It's a fun weapon, it's a big round. These were the Nazi killers back in World War II. The British used this one to clean up the Third Reich. Fun weapon to have, but as far as home security goes, screw it. Why get off the subject? Well, there you go. Superior firepower. I also suggest you spread these out a bit around the house. Because you don't know. Is it going to be your bedroom? It's going to be the office? You're going to be caught in your laundry room, your bathroom? I don't know. Look at what your vulnerable spots are in your house. And put some weapons there. You will be so happy if something happens and you're prepared for it. Trust me, you will be. Again, I've been called paranoid, but I just refuse to be a victim in my own home. It's gotta be the most embarrassing thing to have something devastating like happen in your own house. Then you gotta move. How are you gonna stay in your own house when your wife or daughter has just been ravaged by some criminals? You gotta move. You can't go in the room there and go, oh, remember that, honey? Remember when I was crying on the floor with duct tape around my mouth, bleeding from the head by being pistol whipped, and 3 guys were gangbanging you? Good times. It's right where the Christmas tree is now. Not fun. But if you could celebrate at the spot where you left somebody dead, now you're talking. Now that's something a family can gather around, rally behind. Well, I guess that's it. That sums it up. At least I didn't have Opie or Ginny Norton goofing on me. I was able to just state my piece without being ridiculed. It's Captain Morgan and Coke, by the way. Wonderful. But with the 12 gauge, you don't even have to aim, so it's not like this impairs anything. Well, I plan on doing a few more podcasts from this location on various subjects that we cover on the air that I don't think I'm able to really get out with the passion that I want, and without being rudely interrupted by my cohorts that think I'm paranoid or crazy. I suggest you listen to these clips and keep them in mind because it could save your life and the lives of your loved ones. Thank you. I'll see you next time, right here in my office.